Female cop heard the waiter single dad speaking to her mama, "You just stole my heart." The dinner rush always arrived like a storm, loud, impatient, and relentless. Plates clattered, chairs scraped, and voices overlapped in a chorus of hunger and hurry. For Daniel Reed, it was just another night at Marlowe's Bistro, the kind of place where soft jazz played over speakers and candles flickered on every table, pretending to be fancier than it really was. Daniel tied his apron tighter, glanced at the clock above the bar, and silently counted the minutes until closing. His feet ached, his shoulders burned, but his mind was elsewhere, on his mother, Maria, sitting alone at their small apartment with her knitting and her fading eyesight. "Table 12 needs water," the manager barked. "I've got it," Daniel said calmly, already moving. At 34, Daniel had learned that calm was a shield. Life had knocked him down too many times for anger to be useful. A widower at 29, a single father to 8-year-old Lily, and the sole caretaker of an aging mother who'd given up everything to raise him, he didn't have the luxury of falling apart. Across the room, Officer Ava Martinez sat stiffly at a corner table, still in uniform. Her shift had ended late, and she hadn't even bothered changing. Being a cop in the city meant long hours and longer days. She ordered takeout most nights, ate alone more often than she admitted, and told herself she preferred it that way. Tonight, though, she stayed. Something about the place felt warm, human. She noticed Daniel before he noticed her, not because he was strikingly handsome, but because of the way he moved. Gentle, attentive, like every table mattered. When Daniel approached her table, he smiled politely. "Evening, ma'am, what can I get you?" "Coffee, black," she replied, then added, "Softer, please." Coming right up. As he walked away, Ava's gaze lingered, then drifted to her phone. No new messages, no family group chat lighting up her screen. Her mother had passed years ago. Her father lived states away, distant in every sense of the word. She took a slow breath. A few minutes later, Daniel returned with her coffee. "Careful, it's hot." "Thank you," Ava said. Their fingers brushed for half a second, and both felt it. She cleared her throat. "Busy night." "Always is," Daniel replied. "But it keeps the lights on." She nodded, sipping her coffee as he turned away. That should have been the end of it. But later, near the kitchen door, Ava heard something that made her pause. Daniel was on his phone, his voice low, careful, but tender in a way she wasn't used to hearing. "Mama, I told you, don't worry about the medicine. I picked it up already," he said, leaning against the wall. "No, Lily did her homework before bed. I checked it myself." Ava froze. "I know your hands hurt," Daniel continued gently. "Just rest, okay? I'll be home soon, I promise." There was a pause, then a small laugh in his voice. "Yes, Mama, I ate, and yes, I'm wearing the sweater you made. Even though it's itchy." Ava felt something tighten in her chest. Daniel lowered his voice even more. "I love you too. Thank you for raising me right. I'll see you soon." He hung up and exhaled slowly, rubbing his eyes before straightening his apron and heading back onto the floor. Ava sat back down, stunned. She'd heard criminals beg, victims cry, and suspects lie through their teeth, but she'd rarely heard love spoken so simply, so honestly. When Daniel returned to her table to drop off the check, she looked up at him with an expression he couldn't quite read. "That was your mom?" she asked gently. He hesitated, then nodded. "Yeah, she lives with me. You take care of her," Ava said. It wasn't a question. "I do," he replied. "She took care of me first." Something broke open inside her. Ava smiled, small but real. "You just stole my heart." Daniel blinked, clearly caught off guard. Sorry." She laughed softly. "I didn't mean it like that." "Well, maybe I did. But hearing the way you spoke to her, it's rare." He scratched the back of his neck, embarrassed. "She deserves it." They stood in silence for a moment. "I'm Ava," she said finally. "Officer Martinez." "Daniel," he replied. "Waiter. Full-time dad. Part-time superhero, according to my daughter." Her smile widened. "You have a daughter, Lily. 8. Smarter than me already. I'd like to meet her someday," Ava said before she could stop herself. Daniel raised an eyebrow. "That sounds like a dangerous promise." She chuckled. "I'm a cop. I live dangerously." They both laughed, and the tension eased into something warm. Over the next few weeks, Ava kept coming back. Sometimes she ordered coffee, sometimes pie, sometimes nothing at all, just sat and talked. She learned about Lily's obsession with astronomy, Maria's legendary empanadas, and the quiet grief Daniel still carried. Daniel learned that Ava had joined the force to protect people who couldn't protect themselves. That she hated fireworks, loved old movies, and still talked to her mom when no one was listening. One rainy night, Ava offered Daniel a ride home. "I'm soaked," he protested. "So am I," she shrugged. Wheel match. At the apartment, Lily ran to the door. "Daddy." Daniel scooped her up, then introduced Ava. "This is my friend," he said carefully. "Hi." Lily beamed. "Do you like stars?" Ava knelt down. "I love them." Maria watched from the couch, her eyes sharp despite her age. Later, when Lily was asleep and Maria sipping tea, she took Ava's hand. "You make my son smile," Maria said softly. "That is everything." Ava swallowed hard. Outside, Daniel walked her to her car. "I'm not used to this," he admitted. "Happiness." Ava met his gaze. "Neither am I, but I think we could learn." He nodded. Under the streetlight, in the quiet between sirens and rain, a waiter, single dad and a female cop stood, both wounded, both strong, both ready. And for the first time in a long while, neither felt alone.